Hi, I'm Sean, and I'm sitting here with a friend of mine, Tyler Polumbus. And Tyler has a unique life because he is an NFL lineman. He plays for the Washington Redskins and plays offensive tackle for them. But more than that, he's a great believer, and he's a strong Christian. And I've loved getting to know him over the past couple months because I've seen his faith come out. Now, I love football, so that's tons of fun for me, but I also, and more importantly, love the Lord and love people who live out their faith. And so I thought I'd take this opportunity here to just introduce you to Tyler and ask him a couple questions. I would love for you to see what God's doing with him and with his life. So I'm going to ask him a couple questions and let you get to know him a little bit. So Tyler, being in the NFL, just fascinating to most of us because we can't even fathom that and all the work that goes into it. But I'm more intrigued not with your favorite play, not with how much work it takes, because I know it takes a lot, but I'm more intrigued with your faith and how that plays out. How does your faith come into your work environment and your football career?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine even attempting to be in the NFL without my faith, without having God, without knowing that my gifts are not mine to begin with. That when I go out and I perform the best of my ability, I did that because God gave me the ability to do that. If I go out and I don't have the best game of my life, I also know that God's got a plan in that. And so every day I bring that into work, and I focus on just trying to be a light around my friends and my teammates and using the platform that I've been given.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. I mean, I've heard some stories, and so that's always fun. When did you come to faith?
You know what? I'd say that I came to faith really and made it my own when I was young in high school. And I was a big part of Young Life. That was my deal growing up. And so I got an opportunity to kind of become a high school youth leader of Young Life. And, I went to college and I went through a few things there and kind of got sidetracked for 6, 8 months there. Was tempted by some things and was chasing the things that you would imagine a college football player doing. And met my wife. I met a guy who had a magic ministry who really started investing in me. And I wanted to be better for this woman that I just met that I saw a future with. And I wanted to find Christ back in my life and really center him and make him the center of everything I do. And I knew that if I wanted to have a relationship with this woman I just met, that I was going to need Christ in the center of that. And so between this guy who had this magic ministry investing in me and meeting my wife, that's when I really came into it. And I had it in high school, and that was real and it was tangible. But I got into college, I got a little sidetracked, and I'd say it was late in my freshman year of college that I really decided to make it my own.
That's cool. That's cool. It's how do you think your faith has impacted you in the locker room, knowing that it's a different environment. I mean, it's high school locker rom on steroids. I'm assuming. Well, not literally,
not literally.
but how is
pretty big.
Yeah, well, I need some. How's that come into play?
Yeah, I think you're right on. The locker room environment is certainly what you picture it being. It's a bunch of young guys, a lot of single guys, and a lot of guys with a lot of money. So you combine those three things: young guys, money, and single, and it's probably what you think it's going to be a lot of times. Now, that being said, there are some amazing people in the locker room, and all those guys are amazing too. And but there is this level of temptation even coming into work every day of knowing that there might be conversations going on that I don't want to be a part of. And just finding that balance of saying, hey, this guy is awesome. He's my friend. I want to continue to get to know him, but I may not want to be in that conversation.
Yeah. Well, knowing that you're not a football player in your mind. You're a believer who plays football.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, you understand where I'm getting
Yeah.
what I'm getting at there. As a Christian, as a believer, do you feel like God's given you a responsibility with the gifts that He's given you to steward them well and to use the influence well and to impact the people around you?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, I think we all have our own platform within whatever we do. If you're a businessman, you've got an opportunity to witness and be a light and shine within your meetings, within your organization, within your structure. I happen to be in the public, and so being in the public comes a responsibility, and it also comes with opportunities, right? So I've got a responsibility to be a person that my son and their kids and their friends will be proud of when they're growing up and they're Googling my name. Are they going to find anything that's going to disappoint them? I'm a public figure. If I do something wrong, it's going to be in the press. But beyond that is the platform that it provides me. So beyond just wanting to live in a manner that will please people and make people proud, it's using the platform that I've been given to share God's testimony and to share the gifts and the forgiveness and the grace that just covers my life.
Yeah. Well, last question. For me, one of the most important things is there's people out there that are looking at the wrong side of the role model.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like there are some people out there who get all the bad press.
Yeah.
And for me, I want to see young people with gifts and skills and abilities that God gave them, use them well. But for me, it's more important who they are than what they do. But sometimes it gets so skewed. What encouragement or what challenge would you give to somebody out there who's saying, God's gifted me physically with natural ability? How would you encourage them to make sure that their faith stays integrated in that? And how would you encourage them to walk that path?
Yeah, I mean, I think with athletics, especially with guys like me that, you see me walk in a room and I'm 6'8" and I'm over 300 pounds and I've got a presence that just says that guy's probably an athlete, right? So the biggest thing that I have to remember is that I didn't do anything to make myself 6'8" or over 300 pounds. Yeah, I had to work hard, and yes, I've trained diligently from the time I was 15 years old. I've been training to turn my body into what it is. But I couldn't do anything to create this body. So the abilities and the talents that we have came from God. And there's nothing we could do to get this body, right?
Yeah.
So if we've got the opportunity to go play a game, if we've got an opportunity to make a difference in the world because we might be good at something, then we have the responsibility to be a good steward of this body that we've been given, to be a good steward of the talents that we've been given. So the biggest thing for me is remember where your gifts came from. If you go out there and if you're a basketball player and you put up 30 points in a game, you need to know that the only reason you did that is because God allowed you to. And so when you forget that, and this has happened in my own life, when I forget that, if in high school this happened to me a little bit, I was getting a bunch of recruiting letters from colleges all over the country, and pretty soon I had 12, 13 offers to go play wherever I wanted. And you start hearing a lot of good things about yourself, and you start forgetting that you didn't do anything to do that. God's the one that gave you that opportunity, and you need to use that platform. So when you forget why you have these abilities, that's when, with pride comes the fall.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tyler, thanks for taking some time out. And I want you to know, Tyler's not perfect.
Far from.
He
That's my wife.
Yeah, he wouldn't claim to be perfect, but he's legit. He's serious about who God made him to be, and he does what he does for God's glory. And I've been following you for a couple of years and just really enjoy watching your testimony. I love even on your Facebook page, you are declaring that this is all about him, and so I love that. So be watching for number 74 on the Washington Redskins this season, and appreciate you coming out and spending some time.
Thanks. Guys. Appreciate it.